Blur Season 2 has finished. In this video, we're going to look at what has happened to the token, what has happened to the market, those huge airdrops that people have gotten, what is actually happening for Season 3, and the new product, which is Blast. Now, first off, there are chapters down below, so you can fast forward to the sections that you want to help you navigate the video easier. So use them because I may ramble on the parts you don't want to know. And then also, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before moving into the NFT or crypto space. So, Blur has officially wrapped up Season 2 and Season 3 has kicked off. Now, lots of people have been doing the claim, and I actually put up this tweet, which is a meme of Leo from The Wolf of Wall Street. The fact is, a lot of the Americans right now, they were ticking that box saying that they weren't American so they could get the airdrop to get that juicy stimmy. Now, what has actually happened with the huge airdrops that people have gotten? They've just been absolutely insane. So Cirrus actually posted this, which shows you what has actually happened. Hanwei made $2.7 million from the Blur airdrop and has actually got all of the transactions, like all the details on chain. So it's not just coming from Hanwei's mouth. Hanwei is essentially the #1 farmer on the Blur marketplace and the ecosystem. And you can also see that right here, when you actually have a look at airdrop, you can see right who's up the top, who's #1 right now. Hanwei. I've got 0 points at the moment, so Hanwei has just been going absolutely ham. Now, it's not all good things. Some people aren't very happy. One of them is Matchy Big Brother, Blur, and Pac-Man. Basically, what has happened is Matchy has essentially taken a bunch of losses when it comes to his sort of Blur farming. Then what has happened is that hasn't been reflected in the token airdrop that Matchy has received. So he is obviously a little bit sort of irritated. Now, what is crazy, and this will lead into the product that has been developed, is the price charts. If you actually have a look, this basically after airdrop season, you usually see a drop in price. That's just, it's almost a given. It's what happens. But what is crazy, it is actually running up, and it's actually at a height that not new time highs, but heights that we haven't seen for close to 6 months, which is absolutely crazy. But when you actually have a look at where it has actually come from, the lows, it's actually up sort of 140%. But from the lows that we saw today, it's actually up around 20%. Now, the reason for this is everyone would usually have jettisoned their Blur token. Now, full disclosure, I did get some Blur tokens. I've got around sort of 1,500 between my wallets. It's not a huge amount. I should have done more trading, should have done more farming. Now, as you can see here, this is on the Blur Foundation's website. So what you can see here is this is the Blur that is deposited from my wallet. So this is it right now. So I've got sort of 1,486 in this wallet, and I'm currently getting a 2x multiplier on points. Now, this increases over sort of 0.5%, and it increases until the end of Season 3. So you can see here my points ticking up. Now, what is happened is they've essentially incentivize the holders of Blur that receive the airdrop to hold Blur into what is going into the end of Season 3, which leads into the new product, which is Blast. Now, their Twitter thread kind of breaks down all of their statistics, but this is what I mean by the Season 3 airdrop. All rewards for Season 3 will be provided by Blast L2, which is the new layer 2. Season 3 airdrops will equally split between NFT traders and Blur holders. So currently, the people that are holding Blur, so people that did Blur farm have got free Blur, but people can actually buy Blur on the secondary market. Now, you can actually see here, there is a multiplier for the length that you hold it. So it's incentivizing people to actually hold onto Blur in the wallet to essentially get more and more points, which will then yield more in the airdrop for Blast. Now, the rest of the thread just breaks down how you can get other Blur points. But Blast, what is Blast going to be? Blast is basically going to be a layer 2 for NFT trading, which then means that you can then reduce the gas prices that are on the ETH layer 1, but it then means you can do some really crazy, amazing things, including getting yield from ETH and stablecoins in a very fast, efficient, easy way. Now, the best kind of documentation and breakdown of this isn't actually on Blast, it's actually Pac-Man's thread. Now, Pac-Man says that two of the biggest opportunities we see for NFTs are reducing transaction costs and into institutional grade NFT perps. Now, NFT perps means longing, shorting, sort of 100x, like basically leverage trading. Now, this is very interesting where it's going on. And then at the same time, the Blur protocol has another problem. There's $100 million of TVL in Blur's pool. So this is the bidding pool that you're actually using to sort of bid on projects, not earning yield. That means that Blur users are losing money through depreciation. Pac-Man basically goes on to say that he was investigating layer 2s and then eventually decided to go ahead and create Blast. And look, trying to get into what Blast is, how it all works, there's a whole bunch of documentation. I'm going to break this down in a video with my boy Liam D. So we're going to have a bit of a chat about Blast, some strategies, how things are. Also, if you do want to get early access to Blast, what I've actually done is down below there are some invite links. So if you're quick and you're fast, you can use them to get in and check it out. So the idea with Blast is he wants to have a way that you can then have an NFT trading platform with the ETH that is on it, all the stables that are on it will earn you a yield, but that yield with liquidity pools can also create the market to long, short, sort of leverage a whole bunch of sort of NFT trading. Now, I know that there are going to be a lot of purists that are going to say, hey, this isn't good, this isn't crazy, we don't like it. But the good, interesting thing about this is it's turning what is non-fungible tokens in a very slow, inefficient way into something that high, fast frequency traders can use. But if you then break this down and go another layer down, when this can tokenize things like sort of Rolexes, luxury goods, properties, all of that kind of stuff, when real world items can be tokenized, it can easily just fit into this. These are tools and products that professional traders, institutional traders want and need when it comes to a just a product set for them to use. So what Pac-Man is trying to do is he's trying to create a product and platform that institutional investors will want. Now, circling back, how does this help us degenerates? Not financial advice, do your own research. This is highly speculative, but this is what I would do. I would grab some Blur, which means that you can then eventually get a whole bunch of points, which means that you can then also get the airdrop, because I feel like in the next bull run, we're going to see layer 2s pop off. We've already seen huge, crazy layer 2s absolutely pop off and go really well on Ethereum. When you look at something like Base, which is absolutely popping off, you've got Polygon, which is doing some great biz dev, you've got Arbitrum, you've got a whole bunch of new ones coming out like Starknet, ZK, you've got a whole bunch of really good layer 2s coming out, and I think we're going to get into a layer 2 meta in the next bull run. So that's why I think that that's really good. One of the crucial things with a layer 2 is the attention and users on the platform. And the fact is, Blur has people that are willing to spend millions and millions of dollars to farm a token, which then provides some activity and liquidity to the market, which then means that the market actually does work and can actually function and operate. So I think that's the play. The next play here is the fact that you can actually buy Blur, because right now we have seen this run up of 20%. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get to old all-time highs, but we're in a spot where Blur has the potential to run up, because people will be wanting to get the Blur in anticipation for the Blast token. Now, what this means, it means you can actually buy Blur to actually layer out of yourself. So it then gives people a reason to buy it Blur, which then should, being the keyword, reduce the supply on the secondary market, which essentially means price go up. Now, this could also play into the fact that the investors in institutional money that did the investing into Blur may actually just be using this as a way to leverage out and sort of wear the exit liquidity. But there is a play here to be made with Blur running up that way. Now look, what do I personally think? At first, when I got the airdrop, the first thing that I wanted to do was liquidate it and just take some cash and then just off-ramp it, maybe buy some JPEGs, whatever. But once I saw this, I started to get a little bit of a tingle, a little bit excited for what could be happening in the space moving forward. And we all knew that they were going to do something, and they did. And the sentiment on the timeline was absolutely ecstatic. Now, big shout out to Easy It's Bodega. He is bullish on it. Easy jumps in with this thread, which is great. Blur Season 3 will be a home run, and my attack plan for farming. NFT perps will have their place, and it will open up really unique situation. I think unlike Season 2, I'm actually going to farm this. There's a definitive month and end date 6 months. And what he's basically saying is Season 2 went off for too long and people got a little bit tired of it. So the fact there's a definitive date gives people a reason to actually go hard. What he goes on to say is he goes, my first guess, the rewards is a blast token on the layer 2, and his attack plan is to farm right there. Now, what I'm saying is Easy is a Solana maxi. He absolutely loves Solana, and he's one of the reasons that I started to load up on Solana at around 20 bucks. The fact is, you've got a series of people that aren't necessarily ETH maxis that see this as a great opportunity and a great play. And the whole timeline has kind of shifted from hating Blur to not just liking it for the airdrop, but liking it for what they're about to do. And when that sentiment hits, that really does kind of resonate within the space. And that's why I think it is bullish. And that's why for the moment, I'm actually going to go along with this and I'm going to play along and kind of farm Season 3 leading into Blast Layer 2. So that is a breakdown about the Blur airdrop, what's happened, big winners, all the kind of murky stuff in between, and where I see it going in the future. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, go down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell me what you got with your airdrop. I'd like to know, and what your game plan is. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this video. I had a pleasure making it. As always, until next time.